Ash Ketchum through the years has caught a lot of charismatic, strong, and overall great Pokemon. Take for example his Infernape, Greninja, Charizard, and yes, even Pikachu. But in the span of bringing these awesome Pokemon, there have also been some rather weak and uninteresting Pokemon. So today, I thought I would compile a list of Ash's top 10 weakest or worst Pokemon that he's ever had. And when I talk about his worst Pokemon, I specifically mean their performances in key battles, not their personality. Because no matter what people say, results trump how cool of a person you are. Just look at me. I'm a fucking loser! But anyways, if you want to see me do a video on Ash's best Pokemon, then be sure to leave a comment down below. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. And with that being said, let's get started. Now I really had a tough time putting this Pokemon on the list, but Boldore had a somewhat tough time fitting into Ash's team. It started out pretty well, coming up really clutch against Clay. And I mean really clutch. Like, it took 2 horn drills. 2! And afterwards, this Pokemon was used in the Junior Cup against Geraldo and ended up winning the battle, but after that, it didn't really win any other matchups. It lost to Juniper and Bianca, Roxy almost immediately, and Cameron's Hydreigon in the Virtus Conference. But even though it did rack up these losses, I can't ignore the key victories that it got. Therefore, this Pokemon gets the number 10 spot, just barely making this list. Coming in at number 9, we had the first of 2 Kanto Pokemon to make the list. Tauros. Whoa, hold up, calm down, let me explain. Tauros was an interesting Pokemon to say the least. It appeared in the Safari Zone episode of the Indigo League, Ash caught 30 of them, and after that we really didn't see Tauros in battle. It wasn't until the Orange Islands that we finally got to see Tauros in action, and admittedly, it was pretty darn good. It had great beginner's luck against Drake, beating his Venusaur, and even won a Tauros competition, beating a Tauros that won 10 straight times. But the fact of the matter is that Tauros has lost a lot more than he's won. It was easily taken out by Gary's Nidoqueen, stood no chance against Annabelle's Alakazam, and fared better against her Metagross in the rematch, but still ended up losing. And going back to the Drake match, he also ended up facing his Dragonite, and although he put up a very good fight, he also fell short there too. Also, quick thing that I forgot to mention while I was recording is that Dragonite also faced Charizard and Squirtle before even battling Tauros, so if you're gonna make that snarky comment saying, oh, how come the Metagross situation doesn't apply to Tauros? Well, Dragonite also faced 2 other opponents before even battling Tauros, so screw you. So even though he played a key role in winning the Orange Islands, he didn't really do much anywhere else. And I know that some people may say that Tauros was one of Ash's strongest Pokemon, Emergent, but we just can't ignore the other losses that he had. I don't know about you guys, but I really hated Ash's Snivy. This Pokemon just seemed like a stuck-up brat. Like, stop winking at me every time, you stupid freaking bitch.
Michael, you stupid boy! You talk too loud! Keep it down or I get the belt!
Okay, sorry Mama, I'll keep it down.
You want a dog for dinner?
Yeah, dog sounds great actually.
Okay, I cook now!
Alright, get out of my room now, please. But anyways, this Pokemon has been used in key battles and only occasionally has it come up big. It took out Trip Servine, Clay's Palpitoad, and George's Poniard. But when Ash really needed a victory from Snivy, it just couldn't pull through. She lost to Trip Frillish, Trip Servine in the rematch, Elisa's Emolga, Tornadus and Thundurus, which I won't hold against her because, come on, they are legendaries. But there's also Clay's Excadrill, Seamus's Emboar and Heatmor, and of course, Cameron's Lucario. Again, this Pokemon did rack up some wins, but when it really mattered, Snivy just couldn't pull through. Our first and only Johto Pokemon to enter this list is actually one of my favorite Pokemon that Ash has owned. Totodile. Oh god, I can already see the comments coming in. Arizo, you fool. Totodile was one of Ash's best mons. Arizo, you imbecile. Totodile was vital to Ash's journey. Arizo, you're a fucking idiot and your beer tastes like Cheetos. I fucking got Arizo. Over the cancer of you want you to die. Like, I understand why you guys would be upset. Alright, have an explanation. Okay, shut up! Let me explain. Like I said, Totodile was one of my favorite Pokemon that Ash has owned. I mean, how can you not get behind its happy-go-lucky attitude, its adorable voice, and come on, that victory dance? But hey, the facts are facts, and Totodile's win-loss record is less than stellar. Its key losses are with Janina's Onix, Whitney's Miltank twice, and Harrison Sneasel in the first battle. And in 2 of those battles, Totodile got knocked out in 1 hit. Although Totodile did pick up some key victories as well, the most notable being against Harrison Sneasel in the rematch. All in all, Ash's Totodile wasn't the worst out of the bunch, but it definitely could have done a lot better. Maybe evolve your Pokemon next time, Ash. Speaking of evolving Pokemon, the next Pokemon who I have on this list is actually one of the few Pokemon that Ash evolved. Shocking, I know, but this one actually turned out to lose more as it evolved. I am, of course, talking about Ash's Torterra. Now, if I could, I would like to exclude Turtwig because it actually put in a lot of work during the early part of Ash's adventure. I mean, for Christ's sake, it held its own against Paul's Chimchar. He's a beast. Or she, I don't really want to assume genders here.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
But as it became a Grottle and then eventually a Torterra, it started to lose a lot more often. And it makes sense too, because Turtwig's battle style revolves around speed, and when it evolves to Grottle, he gets a much larger and heavier body, therefore losing that speed. Afterwards, Grottle had to change his entire strategy up, which didn't fare well. It lost to Candace, Paul, Palmer, Volkner, Bertha, Volkner again, and Paul's Drapion after it had already battled Buizel and Staraptor. I'm sorry, but even though Turtwig was amazing, the other 2 stages just couldn't keep up. Now, although the black and white Pokemon games had a very compelling and thought-provoking story, the anime was one of the worst in the entire franchise. Just kill yourself, Silent. Nobody likes you. See that shine? There's nothing like polished flatware. But one thing the Best Wishes series did right was give us a bunch of useless and terrible Pokemon on Ash's team. Thanks for making the research easier for me, guys. But the second of Ash's Unova Pokemon to make the list is Oshawott. Not only was this Pokemon useless in battle, but it also had an annoying and stupid personality. And guess what? It didn't evolve. What else is new? Thank you. Okay, it really wasn't that funny. Seriously, it's not that funny. Alright, that's it. Next time I have to bring out my gun, somebody's gonna get shot. Anyways, taking a look at Oshawott's win-loss record, it's not looking good. Not terrible when you look at it, but that's why it's not higher up on the list. During the Unova journey, Oshawott has lost to Trip, Cameron, Chili's Pansear, Clay's Palpitoad, Sharon's Herdier, and Lenore twice, the second time knocking himself out. Although Oshawott did have some high points in the series as well, the most notable being beating Silent and beating Clay's Krokorok. But even so, this Pokemon was still more of a burden than an asset. One of the weirdest acquisitions to Ash's team has to be Palpitoad. There was literally no reason to add him to the team. He already had an Oshawott, and later on he gets a Krookodile, so Palpitoad had no use being there once he got Krokorok. But either way, he does add him to the team, and he doesn't really do anything. He only managed to pick up 2 victories in a club battle tournament against Burgundy and Dino, and 1 matchup against Elisa Substrika. I should also add that it only managed to pick up a draw in the Virtuous Conference against a Zebstrika, which might I add, is an electric-type Pokemon. Besides that, he also lost to Roxy's Garbodor and Elisa's Emolga, although with that battle, it was more Ash's fault for not paying attention to fatigue, but he still lost. So all in all, Palpitoad was really just a pointless addition to Ash's team, and just not that good either. But at least it wasn't as bad as this next Pokemon. Alright, this is the last bit of hate on Gen 5. I'm sorry, but this region was just really bad for Ash. The last Gen 5 Pokemon to be put in the old doghouse is none other than the proud Pokemon itself, Unfezant. Don't know how proud this Pokemon will be though after it finds out it's on the list, but you know what? Nah, I don't care for this Pokemon. What other Pokemon could be more useless than this Pokemon? Well, apparently two, I guess, but seriously, this Pokemon really sucked. In its entire time with Ash, this Pokemon has racked up 2 victories, with help. And those victories came against Skyla's team, where it defeated Swoobat with the help of Krokorok and Swanna with the help from Pikachu. Besides that, she lost to Roxy, Trip, and Cameron's Riolu. Let me repeat that again, Cameron's Riolu, a fighting type pre-evolution. Look, I get that Cameron was a strong trainer and all, but come on, man, a fully evolved Unfezant couldn't take down a Riolu? That's just sad, man. And besides that, Unfezant wasn't really used anywhere else. No matter what way you slice it, this Pokemon was really just useless. I think you guys expected to see this Pokemon on the list, and with good reason too. This Pokemon sucks real bad. In case you guys don't know who I'm talking about, I'm obviously referring to Torkoal. I'm really sorry, Torkoal. Your personality was awesome, but your win-loss record says it all. You suck. Torkoal has lost to Watson's Magnetric, Norman's Vigoroth, Katie's Golduck, Morrison's Steelix, Tyson's Hariyama, and Brandon's Registeel. And with all of these losses, the only significant victories Torkoal received were against Norman's Slackoth, Tyson's Shiftry, and a draw with a Tropius. So as you can see, Torkoal was one of Ash's weakest Pokemon. But hey, at least you had a redeeming personality though, so you're alright in my book, Torkoal. So here we are, the number 1 spot. The worst Pokemon of all time that Ash has owned has to be Pidgeotto. Now I know it may not be fair because he didn't get a lot of screen time, but even so, he never won a battle. Like that's enough said right there. Pidgeotto has lost to Team Rocket, which is sad in and of itself, the Samurai's Pinsir, Brock's Geodude, Koga's Venomoth, and as a fun one, an ancient giant Gengar. Yeah, I know, the anime's weird. And like I said, it didn't win any battles, but it did play a big part in helping Ash get the Viridian Gym Badge, but it didn't directly knock out any Pokemon. And yes, I know it eventually evolved, but as soon as it did, Ash sent it away, so we never got to see it used in battle. At least Torkoal won something, Pidgeotto. Like, you couldn't even beat Team Rocket? Team frickin' Rocket? I don't care what anyone says, this Pokemon is most definitely Ash's worst Pokemon of all time. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and let me know in the comments section below. Also note that this video, even though it provides some facts, which are probably wrong, knowing me, it is still my own opinion, so if you guys don't agree with this video, that's completely fine. In fact, leave a comment down below telling me what you guys think are Ash's worst Pokemon. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and become an Arribro today. If you want to check out the previous video I did, which was a theory about Pokemon stars, then click the annotation on the left. If you want to see another video that I did about the top 10 underrated Pokemon, then click the other annotation on the right. And with that being said, I will see